Hello guys, in this video I'm going to talk about how you can hack your technology to make you more productive. My name is Edward White and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm a creative entrepreneur who makes videos around branding, building my businesses and productivity. In this video I want to talk about how you can use technology to your advantage. I recently read a book by Jake Knapp and John Sosowski called Make Time. These two guys are former Google developers, and in the book it gives the idea about how if you buy a new phone, you're set to the defaults. The defaults have notifications turned on, they have Gmail, they have all these different apps that will send you information as and when you need it. And that is just a default for our lives. And then they also talk about how in other areas of our lives, we've got defaults. It's default to say yes, it's default to be busy, it's default to do the thing that the other person wants you to do. I love this book because they talk about how you don't need to do this and how you can spend your time more wisely on the things that matter more importantly to you and what you want to achieve in life. They talk about the highlight, they talk about different areas and the areas that you want to focus on. Highly recommend this book. I will leave it linked below if you want to go and check it out, please do. But I wanted to talk about the actual tools that you can use to make your life more productive. It's shown in studies that on average it takes 23.15 seconds to change tasks. So every time you check that notification, every time you get a new email, every time the doorbell rings, your mind is being switched to another task, and then it takes 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get back into the task that you were on. What if I could tell you that you could have apps so that you can use the apps that are your favorite and you want to use, but you can use them more effectively? One way to do this is by hacking your technology. And I think everyone needs to do this because we are into this default mode of accepting how technology works, and that doesn't have to be the way it works for all of us. And if you want to be more productive, I think you'll find this video useful. App number one is called BlockSite, and it's a Google Chrome extension, but you can also get it on your phone. It works on Android and iOS, and it's a really good little tool for blocking certain websites. So if you know that you've got websites that are your kryptonite and they are your go-to procrastination websites, and they can be good websites, but you still spend time on them, you procrastinate, use this website to block it. And you can actually set a timer so that it will last for 25 minutes. You will have a 25-minute section to work in. And I think this really helps to get into that deep flow. And if you haven't read the book yet, Cal Newport's Deep Work is a perfect example of this. Go and check it out. It talks about how focused working on certain tasks can lead us to get more done more effectively. But I think we need the tools to help us to do that. And one of these tools is BlockSite, which is a Google Chrome extension. And you can also get it on your phone as an app, and then they can block certain websites all the time or just whilst you're working and in work mode. Perfect little tool, and I think everyone should download it. I will leave a link below. Number two is another Google Chrome extension, and this time it's called the newsfeederadicator. And what this does is basically it will go on to, and you can get one, so there's one that works for Facebook and Twitter, and then there's also one that works for just LinkedIn. I use all three, and these block the newsfeed from being shown on the different sites. So you won't see a newsfeed, you'll just see the other areas. So I use Facebook for my businesses and clients, and if I need to go and respond to a message or something really quickly, I'll just go onto Facebook, but I won't see the newsfeed, so I won't get drawn into it. And again, LinkedIn is another one. If someone messages me, I can just go and respond without actually having it right there. It's easy to turn off if you want to, but that adds that little bit of friction that will make it a little bit harder and will stop you from just instantly going into procrastination mode. Another Chrome extension which is perfect is the DFTube, and this basically really minimizes your YouTube feed. It will only show you certain things and it won't give you those really enticing videos, maybe like this one. And for from a productivity perspective, this really helps, because if you just want to go and listen to a mix or you just want to see one certain video, it will require you to type it in to find that video without sort of like the enticing algorithm that pushes you to go and watch other videos. Really helpful, really useful. Another tool which I use is on the Android. This is the Samsung S10. I assume Apple have got their own version of this, but on the Galaxy S10 you can have, they've got a mindfulness section now where you can basically set what apps can work at certain times, and then you can go in and actually time these so that they come on at a certain time, or you can turn a button so that if you want to go into work mode, you can then go into work mode and only certain features will be allowed, and certain apps and certain notifications will come through. I find this app fucking useful because I want to use my phone for, say, if I want to go out on my drone, I can go and take my drone, or if I just want to go and listen to a podcast and take my phone with me. People can contact me via my phone, but nothing else will be able to get through. And I really like that. I really like the simplicity of it. I really like how I'm using my phone just as a phone. I don't need all the notifications. I don't need all the alarm bells ringing in my head that causes me minor anxiety. And yeah, really helpful, really, really useful. And then another thing is time blocking. The block site really helps with this because they can actually set 15-minute time blocks also, but this will maybe require a little bit of work from you or your calendar. And it's like, what do you want to spend your time on? What do you want to spend your time doing? Set that time in, because then you're more likely to do it. Set it in your calendar, have a block calendar for what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And don't put pressure on yourself, because that's one thing I find I was doing before, is I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to do so much work, and you feel like you're never doing enough, and you will feel like you're never doing enough. But trust me and believe me when I say you are. You gotta trust the process, and you gotta trust what you're doing. But some days it will just feel like you're not doing anything, you're not productive, and you almost want to work harder to compensate for that. But I think try and just focus on what you need to, and focus on what you're working towards, because in the long run it will help you and it will be more beneficial to you. I hope you found these little tips useful. If you've got any tips, please let me know. I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you found these tips useful. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let me know if you've got any productivity tips that you think will help me. Leave them in the comments below and I'd love to start a discussion. If you could go and check out this video, it's about my favorite tool for planning my life and being more productive. It's called Notion. I'm sure you probably heard about it, but I break down how I plan my whole life using this platform really effectively. Go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.